2014 Ford Escape, or I think it's an Escape. Yeah, it's an Escape. I think it's got the 2.4 EcoBoost. This thing will tell us here in a minute. Ford. We're not going to do a computer printout. Okay. Automatic selection. This will read it itself. Okay. I don't know how good the GoPro picks this up, but 1.6 liter EcoBoost. Escape Kunja. Alright, this sometimes can take a minute, so bear with me. His wife will not drive it with any light on. She thinks it's going to fly apart. We're going to auto scan. See ABS, 2 faults. Restraint control module, not worried about. Accessory protocol interface module, that's typical for a Ford. Power steering control module, not really worried about that one either. Alright, the ones we are worried about is the ABS. Read codes. Now, I already took this for a drive. I know what's going on, so. Left rear wheel speed sensor. I'm saying it's got a wheel bearing out of it. It's probably got the sensor screwed up. But I did live data this morning and went for a ride in it. And when I took a ride in it this morning, the left front wheel sensor was fine. The left rear wheel sensor was not. Side was all cool. So we're going to jack it up and see what we got going on. I don't feel anything loose. They're all stripped out. I don't know what these guys think. Putting stainless covers on the lug nut itself, they just get filled full of water and then expand, and then they're garbage. hate these freaking lug nuts. I hate them. Let me go find my lug nut removal kit. Now that these are stripped out, you got to use a lug nut puller. God. See if I can get that little metal cap off. See that little metal cap in here, it moves around. See if I can pluck that off with a pair of pliers. Let's see if I can chisel the rest of it out of there. This is Ford's dumbest idea. Any car manufacturer does this. It's just stupid. I would like to talk to the engineers that made this. Because when they get loose like that, the socket just sits in there and vibrates. It's not doing impact things when you try to do it. Maybe I can get it beat back enough to where I can get a regular socket on it. Alright, let me see if I can find a regular socket. See if this will take it off. See what I mean by that insert they put over them, and they get water behind them and it mushes them out and it freezes, and that's what you end up with. 20 minutes to get one lug nut off. And a scuffed up rim to boot. Nothing to do. These aluminum wheels tend to stick. I guess it's just the wheel speed sensor is bad. I don't know where you guys can see that, but these things are a mother trucker to get out of there. If we even get lucky and get the Torx bit headed bolt out. I don't know whether you guys focus in there, but these things are a real pain in the butt. Alright, I'm going to do a couple other little checks here. I'm going to see if there ain't something wrong, wiring bad somewhere. The Misi's been chewing on this thing before, so I'm going to check that out. I'll be back. Alright, I checked the tone ring. It looks the same as the other side. There is nothing at all coming out of this sensor, not even a bleep on the old computer. So I'm going with it's just the sensor. And you know, they get stuck in there, you can't get them out, and I already snapped it off. So the wife's going to stop and pick one up on her way home. If I had a bleep on the screen of the computer, that would tell me it would be the tone ring, but it's dead. It's totally dead, so that's why I'm going with the sensor. We're going to try that first. That's the cheaper way out, so I'll be back when she gets home. I know it's pretty hard to see, but that wheel speed or the ABS sensors in there, they get rusted in there, and they're here in the rust belt. Best way I've found is to drill them out. I'll bring you back and show you here in a little bit. All right, here's my test on these. I'm going to show you something. Now I went the easier route and got the cheapest part because this is the sensor itself. Now I have a magnet here, a real strong magnet, and when I run this across this sensor real quick, if you look at this one, left rear wheel sensor, now watch when I run the magnet across it. See, that's duplicating the tone ring on the axle. Now I had that sensor back in there and it still don't work, which tells me this is going to need a tone ring on the axle. And this thing's so rusty underneath of there, it's probably rusted that tone ring out and it's just not functioning anymore. So we're going to get another axle and put in here. The brake pins are 7mm. And these ain't been greased in a while. They do not want to come out. That grease is all sticky and hard. They need cleaned up. And these brakes are frozen here. Hold your ears. And I know the rotor and all that ain't the best on this either, but I think they only want to keep us for about another year. I think that one's long enough to get tied off to the mirror. See, this is when the stuff turns. Like I say, when you start working on this old rusted up stuff, oh, come up there. See how rusted up them bolts are? They look like 14s. It's just so rusted up. It's hard to get shit out, and this is when stuff starts breaking. That's why I say you open up a whole can of worms when you start doing this on this old rusty stuff. Ooh. We are not going to have fun at all getting that off of there. Oh boy. We're going to apply liberally. And we might let these soak overnight. I've never had one of these apart, so maybe we can just pull the bearing housing out, and maybe that whole axle will pull out. I'm hoping anyway. Alright, we're gonna let that shit soak overnight. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, these bolts back here holding this on is a, I'm guessing 7/16. I got an 11 out of the toolbox, so they're not easy to get to. Let me get a ratchet here. I can't believe that come loose that easy. Don't worry, there's 3 more. All that for that. And this being a 6-point socket, you got to move it once in a while. Move it around the bolt to get the wrench on where you need it, because I'm kind of limited in space here. Oh God. That did come loose, believe it or not. Now the thing is, can we get a ratchet in here? Oh boy. Let me get the persuader. Put it back on and get my ratchet out of there. All right. All that turns for that little bolt. Alright, I'm going to take this up in the air because I think I can get to them back ones with the wobble socket and the impact gun. Yeah. Now this is 1¼ inch. I'm sure it's a millimeter, but that's what I have here. Came right off. I got them pesky bolts out of there. They weren't the easiest, but they come out, and I'll see if I can knock the whole spindle off. Alright, this thing basically just knocks off here, so we'll see, I guess. Alright, I jacked it up and took that little dust shield off. And I got the old red here up in there. And give her the old prior Mizzou. She came out, thank God. Alright, reassembly time. I mean, dinner. It was pretty darn good. Alright, this is a junkyard axle. And I didn't see this when I left there, but it's got a little ding there. And a little ding there. It looks like they dinged it trying to get it out of there. So I'm going to put it partially back together and see if the tone ring's back to working on the scan tool. And then I'll reassemble it. Let me get something to blow all the crap off of this. Never fails. As soon as I turned the camera off, it went right in. So we're gonna throw a couple bolts back in this, put the ABS sensor back in it, give her a spin on the gauge here and see what happens. And it goes right away. There she is. I'm guessing here. Looks like it goes that way. And this way. I can pull that on, there's that nut. Alright, that should be good enough to see if the tone ring's going to pick up now. So we're going to stick the new one back in it. Alright, let's get the scan tool back out and see what happens here. Alright, after a little messing around with it, I had to drill that tone ring hole out a little bit so it went a little deeper to pick up on it. So right here's the one we got to be looking at. Let's graft it, see if we can graft it. Yep. So we ought to spin it, you ought to see the graft go up. Yep, there we go. See the graft going up at the bottom? That is me spinning the wheel. Alrighty, finally. Alright, it's just reassembly now. Reassembly here, it's not a big deal. Just tighten that one with the ratchet. We'll see if we can't get one of them jammed in there anyway. Kind of hard to hold the camera and show you guys too here. Probably should have left them other ones loose before I did this. But we'll see if this one goes in. Where's the get my little duty hands up in there. Alright. Alrighty, that part's done. Put this little cover on here while I'm down here. With my way too big air gun. Oh. Alrighty. Alright. Put the old brake back bracket. Better put the rotor back, or caliper, or yeah, the rotor back on. Big dummy. Duh. It is 8 o'clock. I'm getting tired. This rotor's seen better days too. You know what? I'm going to go hit this with the needle scaler real quick. It's pretty rusted up. Alright, I kind of finished that up off camera. I know this rotor looks horrible, but you know, it is what it is. People want things done the cheapest around here, and by Jove, that's what we did. Now, I had about 3 hours labor in doing this, so and I got a junkyard axle. This is probably not the faint at heart to do it at your home. This is not a very easy job